Tom slowly opened his eyes. Everything looked strange. The ceiling above him was smooth and glowing with a soft blue light. The air smelled different, not like a hospital, not like home. He tried to move, but his body felt heavy. His chest ached, and his hands were weak. He looked around the room. The walls were round, smooth, and silver blue. Strange machines blinked with soft lights. He was not on Earth. He knew that much. Then he saw her. A tall figure stood by his side. She was not human. Her skin was silver with a soft shine, her hair white like moonlight, and her eyes large and gentle. She had no weapon, no armor, just a calm face and kind hands. She held something that looked like a crystal screen. When she saw Tom awake, her face lit up. "You are awake," she said softly. Her voice was calm, like music. Her words were clear, though her accent was different. "Do not fear. You are safe." Tom blinked. His throat was dry. Where am I?" "You are on my ship," she said. "My name is Rena. I found you on Mars. You were hurt. I brought you here to heal." Tom frowned. He remembered something. The mission, the red dust, a strong wind, then darkness. He tried to sit up but groaned in pain. "Easy," Rena said. She touched a panel on the bed. A warm light passed over him, and the pain became less. "You're an alien," Tom said. Slowly, Rena nodded. "Yes, I am Valari. We are travelers and watchers. We do not harm. We learn." "Why did you save me?" he asked. Rena paused. She looked at him closely. "Because you were alone and dying, and because you did not give up." Tom closed his eyes for a moment. His mind was heavy. So many questions, but his body needed rest. Still, he tried again. "Did my team survive?" "The others," Rena looked away for a moment. "I only found you. I searched, but I found no others." Tom's heart sank. He had trained with them for years. He had trusted them with his life. Now they were gone. A cold silence filled his chest. But Rena stayed close. "I am sorry," she said gently. "You fought hard. I saw the recording. You tried to protect one of them, even when you were injured." Tom looked at her. "You saw that?" Rena nodded. She touched the crystal screen. A soft image appeared, showing a memory from Mars. It showed Tom pulling a teammate behind cover while red dust and metal pieces flew everywhere. His suit had a hole in it, and his leg was bleeding. But he kept moving. "I saw this from orbit." Rena said, "This is why I broke the rules. My people do not interfere with Earth." But I could not watch and do nothing. Tom stared at the image. It didn't feel like him. It felt like a story he once heard. But it was real. It had happened, and because of that, he was now lying on an alien ship, speaking to someone who wasn't even human. He took a deep breath. "Thank you, Rena." She smiled. "You are welcome." Tom looked around again. "How long have I been here?" 27 Earth days, Rena answered. "Your body was weak. You had broken bones and a damaged lung. We healed you with light and care." Tom nodded slowly. His head still ached, but he felt stronger than before. "Can I stand with help?" Rena said. She held out her hand. Her fingers were long but warm. He took it and slowly sat up. His muscles were stiff. The bed was soft and warm under him. Rena supported him gently as he swung his legs down. The floor was cool. The room was quiet. The machines kept humming. But nothing seemed dangerous. It was peaceful in a strange way. "Why are you helping me so much?" Tom asked as he stood, leaning on her arm. Rena looked at him with calm eyes. "Because I wanted to. Because your strength gave me hope." Tom didn't know what to say to that. He had never thought of himself as someone special. Just a worker, a soldier, a man doing his job. But Rena looked at him like he mattered. She led him to a small window at the edge of the room. It showed stars, endless and bright. They floated above a small red planet, Mars. "You saved me from that place," Tom said. Rena nodded. "And now, you are safe." He turned to her. "Do you always help strangers like this?" "No," Rena said. "You are the first." Tom was silent for a while. He stared out at the stars. He had dreamed of space as a child. Now, he was here, but in a way he had never imagined. Can I ever go home? He asked. Rena looked thoughtful. Yes, but the world has changed since you left. Things are not simple now. You will see. But for now, you must heal. Tom nodded. He felt tired again. His body was still weak. Rena guided him back to the bed. As he lay down, he looked at her once more. Her eyes were bright, but full of patience. You're not like the stories, Tom said softly. The ones about aliens. I am not a story. Rena replied, I am real, and I will be here when you wake again. Tom closed his eyes, and for the first time in many days, he slept peacefully. Tom woke up again, but this time he felt stronger. The pain in his chest was gone. His arms no longer felt like stone. He sat up slowly, expecting to feel dizzy, but his head was clear. The soft blue light still glowed above him. The hum of the machine still filled the room, but something was different. This time, Tom was not confused. He remembered where he was. He remembered Rena. She was sitting nearby, watching a screen made of floating light. When she saw Tom awake, she smiled and walked over. You are healing well, she said in her calm voice. I am glad. Tom stretched his arms carefully. I feel better than yesterday. Your body has accepted the healing process. You are strong. Tom looked at her closely. Her face was calm, but her eyes had a quiet warmth. She was not just caring for him like a patient. She was staying close, like a guardian. Rena, he said, why did you really save me? You said. My signal made you break the rules. But why me? I'm just one person. Rena touched the side of the wall, and a soft image appeared. It showed a silver ship flying above the red surface of Mars. The picture changed and showed Tom, lying half buried, in red dust, with a broken oxygen mask and sparks coming from his suit. We are not allowed to interfere with human life, she said. We are watchers. We study from far away. But when I saw your signal and what you did, I felt something I could not ignore. Tom frowned. What did I do? You tried to save your friend. Even when you were badly hurt, you did not run. You stayed. You chose to protect someone else first. That is not weakness. That is great strength. Tom stared at the image. He was my team partner. I had to try. Not all would choose the same. You showed courage. It moved me. Tom looked down for a moment. He had lost his teammate. He had almost died. But somehow, one choice had changed everything. Rena turned off the image and looked at him. When I brought you aboard, I broke the law of my people. I used the ship's power to hide you. I risked my position, maybe more. You could get punished. Tom asked, yes, but I would do it again. Without you, I would still be watching without purpose. Saving you gave me meaning. Tom was silent. He didn't know what to say. He had never been someone important. Yet here was someone from another world who believed he mattered. Thank you, he said again, this time softer. You do not need to thank me, but I accept it, she said with a small smile. They sat in silence for a moment. Then Tom asked, what is your ship called? Rena replied, this ship is named Luma. It means light of hope in our language. Tom nodded slowly. It fits. That's what you were to me. Rena led Tom through the halls of the ship. The walls were curved and smooth. Lights followed their steps like gentle waves. The floor was soft under his feet. He wore a plain robe that Rena gave him, made from a fabric he had never seen before. It felt light and warm. They entered a room with a large window. Stars filled the space beyond. In the distance, Mars floated like a red stone. Tom stared at it for a long time. I thought I would die down there. You survived. You are strong, Rena said. Were you the only one on this ship? Tom asked. Double quotes. Yes, I travel alone. I was sent to observe changes on Mars, but I was not expecting to find you. Tom turned to her. Have you been watching Earth too? Rena nodded. We have watched your world for many years. Your people grow fast. You build machines and explore space, but you also fight often. My people fear you are not ready for contact. That is why we stay hidden. Tom thought about her words. I get it. We are still learning. Rena looked at him with soft eyes. You are not like others I have studied. You think before you speak. You listen, Tom smiled. Maybe that's why you saved me. They sat near the window. Rena brought him a small bowl with clear blue liquid. It tasted sweet and cool. It will help your strength, she said. Tom drank it slowly. Do you miss your people? Sometimes. Rena said, but I chose this path. I wanted to learn about others. Now I have found someone worth learning from. Tom felt a strange feeling inside. Not fear, not pain. It was peace. Later, Rena showed him more parts of the ship. There were rooms for study, rooms for rest, and a garden chamber with glowing plants. Tom was amazed. It felt more like a peaceful home than a spaceship. He asked her about the Velari. Rena explained that her people lived on floating cities above oceans. They believed in peace, learning, and balance. They avoided war. They traveled quietly and did not force their way into other lives. Then why did you come close to Earth? Tom asked. There's danger, Rena said. A race called the Garnax moves through the stars. They conquer, destroy, and take what they want. We tried to warn your leaders, but they did not believe us. Tom looked serious. You tried to help, and they ignored you? Yes, so we stepped back. But I stayed near Mars to observe. That is when I found you. Tom stood quietly. The thought of Earth and danger made his heart beat faster. Can we still warn them? Rena nodded. We can try again. But now, I have someone they might listen to. You think they'll listen to me? You are one of them. You have seen what others cannot. You have survived, and you have me. Tom looked at her. Her silver eyes were calm and steady. I don't know if I'm ready, he said. You do not need to be perfect, she replied. You only need to be true. Tom took a deep breath. Then let's do it. Let's go back and try. Rena smiled. Together. Tom walked beside Rena through the glowing halls of the ship Luma. His strength had returned, and now he could move freely without pain. Each step felt stronger than the last. The smooth floors, the gentle lights, and the soft humming sound of the ship had become familiar. But in his mind, there were questions he could no longer hold back. Rena, he said, looking at her, you've told me a little about your people and the Garnax, but I need to know more. I need to understand everything. Rena stopped walking and looked at him carefully. I was waiting for you to ask. She led him into a quiet chamber. The room was shaped like a dome. At the center was a round platform. Rena placed her hand on it, and the lights dimmed. Then the walls lit up with moving images. It was like standing inside a floating movie. This is your story, she said. And also mine. The image showed Earth from space. Then it zoomed out and showed stars, planets, and strange ships moving through the galaxy. One group of ships was large and dark. Red lights glowed from their centers. These were the Garnax. They came from a far part of the galaxy, Rena explained. No one knows where their home is. They move from system to system, taking resources, breaking planets, and using the energy for their own ships. They are not builders. They only take. Tom watched as the Garnax ships attacked a green planet. The surface turned black. The oceans vanished. Cities were destroyed in seconds. Did they try to talk to anyone? He asked. They do not speak. They only send one message, submit or be removed. Tom frowned. And what about the Velari? Have you fought them? Rena shook her head. We avoid battle. We move our cities to hidden places. We send warnings to others. That is how we found Earth. We wanted to help your world prepare. The image changed again. It showed a message being sent to Earth. Then it showed human leaders, military commanders, and scientists watching the message on screens. Tom saw what happened next. Some shook their heads. Others laughed. A few believed, but most called it a trick or a test. The warning was not taken seriously. We do not blame your people, Rena said. Your kind has seen many lies and tricks. You are careful. But while they waited, the danger grew closer. Tom took a deep breath. So Earth still doesn't know how close the Garnax are? Not fully, Rena replied. They may think they have time, but they do not. That is why I believe you are important. You are living proof. Tom looked down at the floor. You saved me. I'm lucky to be alive. But what if no one listens to me either? They might not. Rena said, But you are not just anyone. You are a voice they cannot ignore. You were on a space mission. You were trained. You faced death. And now you speak with a witness from another world. He nodded slowly. Her words made sense. Still, the weight of the moment pressed on him. Then Rena touched the platform again. A new image appeared. This time it was the memory from Mars. It showed Tom and his team moving across the rocky surface. They were setting up a communication tower. A storm hit fast. Sharp winds, red dust, then an explosion. One of his teammates, Malik, was injured. Tom dragged him behind a rock, ignoring his own injury. I have forgotten some of this. Tom whispered, You did not run. You risked your life to protect someone else. That is why I saw value in you. Tom watched the moment again. He didn't feel like a hero. He had acted on instinct. But now, it had meaning. The scene faded. Rena turned to him. You are not alone now, Tom. I will help you. We will face Earth together. And if they do not believe, we will find a way to show them the truth. Tom looked at her. What happens if Earth says no again? Rena's face became serious. Then we prepare without them. We help who we can. And when the Garnax arrive, we fight. Tom was silent for a long time. He walked to the window and looked out at the stars. Somewhere out there, a silent danger was coming closer. Earth was not ready. But maybe it could be, if he tried. Rena, he said, turning to her. Can you teach me more about your technology, your language, your systems, yes? She said with a soft smile. You want to help. I can't go back empty-handed. If I'm going to speak for Earth, I need to understand your people. Too, Rena nodded. Then we begin today. The next few days passed quickly. Rena taught Tom how the ship worked. He learned how the Velar used light and sound to move energy. He practiced speaking simple words in their language. He trained with their tools and learned how their ships moved in space. Tom was a fast learner. He asked many questions, and Rena was patient with every answer. At night, they sat near the garden chamber. The glowing plants swayed gently, and the air was cool and sweet. Your world is very different from mine, Rena said once. Yours too. Tom replied. But I like being here. It's peaceful. It is. But soon, we may have to give up peace to protect others. I understand, Tom said. I never asked for this. But I'm ready now. Rena looked at him with deep respect. You are not the same man I found in the dust. Tom smiled. I guess near-death changes a person. She stood and reached out her hand. Come, let's prepare your message to Earth. Tom took her hand and stood beside her. He was no longer just a survivor. He was something more now, a bridge between two worlds, a man with a mission. As the ship moved quietly through space, heading toward Earth, Tom looked out at the stars again. This time, he did not feel lost. Tom stood beside Rena in the command room of the ship Luma. The screen in front of them showed Earth slowly growing larger as they approached. It looked peaceful from space blue oceans, green lands, and swirling white clouds. But Rena's voice was quiet and serious. Earth is not the same now. Much has changed since your team went missing on Mars. Tom kept his eyes on the screen. How long has it really been? 74 Earth days, Rena said. In that time, your world has seen fear, confusion, and news that it was not ready to hear. Tom turned to her. You mean the first message your people sent? Yes. When we warned Earth about the Garnax, most leaders did not believe. Some called it a trick. Others said it was an enemy plan. A few believed us, but they were not the ones in control. Tom sighed. That sounds like home. But now things are worse, Rena said. The Garnax are closer. Their ships were last seen near the outer edge of your solar system. We believe they are watching, planning. Tom's face grew serious. So Earth is still not ready? No. Rena said, and they may not listen even now. But this time, we have something new. You? Tom nodded. He had trained with Rena for days. He had learned how her ship worked, how to speak her language, how to explain her knowledge in ways Earth scientists could understand. He had prepared a message, a personal one. When will we be in range to send the signal? He asked. In 1 hour, she said. The message will go to the same place we sent the first one, Earth's global space station. Tom walked over to the recording platform. The lights above it turned on. He looked at his reflection in the smooth wall. He didn't look like the man who had left for Mars. He looked older, wiser, stronger. "I'm ready," he said. Rena gave him a small nod. "Speak with your heart. That is what they need." Tom stood straight and began to speak. The platform recorded everything. His words were clear and honest. "My name is Tom. I was part of the Mars research team. I went missing weeks ago. Most of you believe I died. But I lived. I was saved by someone not from this Earth. Her name is Rena. She is not an enemy. She is a friend." He paused and looked into the lens. "I've seen her world. I've learned her ways. Her people are peaceful, but powerful. They watch, they study, and sometimes they help. She helped me because I tried to save someone, even when I was broken and lost. That act gave her hope, and now I want to give you the same." He explained the danger of the Garnax. He showed images of destroyed planets, burned cities, and broken skies. He told Earth that time was running out, that silence was no longer safe. "We must prepare," he said, "not just with weapons, but with unity. We must come together. We must listen. I am not alone in this. I have someone beside me who risked everything to save a stranger. That is what we must become. People who care. People who fight for more than just themselves." When he finished, Rena sent the message. A bright beam of light carried it across space. Then they waited. Hours passed. The ship stayed in orbit, just outside Earth's defense zone. Rena kept watch on the screen. Tom sat by the window, watching clouds move across the planet. "What if they don't answer?" he asked quietly. "They will," Rena said. "Someone will." And then a soft sound echoed through the room. The screen lit up. A reply had come. Tom stood quickly. The screen showed a man in a uniform. Behind him were flags from different nations. His voice was strong but calm. "This is Commander Harris of the Earth Unity Council. We received your message. We have confirmed your identity and have reviewed the data you sent. We are listening." Tom smiled. They answered. Another message followed, this time from a group of scientists, then another from a world leader, and then a message from regular people sending short notes of thanks, hope, and questions. Rena watched silently, then said, "They believe you?" Tom felt a deep sense of relief. But he knew it was just the start. "What happens now?" he asked. "We go down," she replied. "Earth will want to meet you, and they will want to meet me." Tom nodded. "Will they accept you?" "They may not, but we will try." Rena set the ship's course for a landing zone on the outer edge of a desert base. It was a quiet place, away from busy cities. A few trusted scientists and council members were waiting there. As the ship descended, Tom stood beside her. "Are you nervous?" he asked. "I do not fear for myself," Rena said. "I only worry they may not understand. But if they see your truth, they will see mine too." The ship landed softly. The door opened. Tom walked out first. The sun was bright, the wind dry. A small group of people stood waiting. One of them stepped forward and held out his hand. "Welcome home, Tom," the man said. Tom shook his hand. Then he turned as Rena stepped out of the ship. There was silence. Some looked afraid, others curious, but none ran. No one pointed weapons. That was enough for a start. Tom spoke clearly. "This is Rena. She is my friend. She is the reason I am alive, and she is here to help." The group stood still for a moment. Then a woman stepped forward and said, "Welcome, Rena. We are ready to listen." Rena bowed her head slightly. "Thank you. I hope we can stand together for the first time." Human and Velari stood on the same ground. A new step had been taken. The stars were no longer the only connection between them. Now, there was trust. Tom stood inside the Earth Unity base, a quiet facility hidden in the wide desert. Around him were military officers, scientists, and translators. Rena stood by his side, calm and silent. Though she was far from her home world, she looked at the people with peace, not fear. The air in the room felt heavy. everyone waited for Tom to speak. He stepped forward and faced a live camera that was broadcasting to all major stations. Around the world, the red light blinked. He took a deep breath. This is Tom, speaking not as a soldier, not just as someone who came back from Mars, but as someone who saw something greater than myself. I stand here because of Rena. She is not from Earth, but she is not our enemy. She saved me when no one else could, and now we must listen to her. He paused and looked around. She warned me of the Garnax, a powerful alien force that destroys worlds. They are coming. We must be ready, and we must stand together not only as countries but as one planet. Tom pointed to Rena. She risked her life to bring me back. Now it's our turn to take a risk for peace, for unity, for survival. The message went live across the world. Screens in cities, homes, and space stations played it. Some people were shocked to see an alien standing next to a human. Some were afraid, but many were quiet. They listened. Later that day, Tom and Rena sat in a secure meeting room with Earth's top leaders. A long table stretched across the room, with different faces on each side. Some were serious, some confused, others curious. A woman in a dark suit spoke first. Tom, your story is powerful, but we must ask, can we trust her? Can we trust the Valari? Tom looked at Rena, then back to the leaders. I trust her with my life. She could have left me to die. She chose to save me, and she warned us when no one else would. Another leader leaned forward. What does she want in return? Rena finally spoke, her voice soft but firm. I want nothing. I offer help. My people do not seek power. We only wish to stop what is coming. She placed a glowing crystal on the table. It projected a map of the solar system. Red marks appeared on the edge. These are Garnax scout ships. They are watching your world. If we do nothing, they will attack when they are ready. A scientist near the end of the table asked, can we fight them? Not alone, Rena answered. But together, we have a chance. One general crossed his arms. Why should we believe your kind is different from the Garnax? Tom replied quickly. Because she's already proven it. She didn't come with guns or demands. She came with care. You saw the proof, my medical records. The recordings from her ship. She healed me. She trained me. She trusted me. The room was quiet for a moment. Then the woman in the dark suit said, we need time to decide. Tom nodded. Time is short. The meeting ended. Rena and Tom walked outside the room. The sun was setting. The sky was orange and gold. They are afraid, Rena said. Tom nodded. Humans always fear what they don't understand. Do you think they will accept our help? I don't know. But I know we're not done yet. That night, Tom and Rena spoke again on live broadcast. This time, it was more personal. Not just for leaders, but for the people. Tom sat beside Rena and looked into the camera. I know you're scared. I was too. But Rena showed me what hope looks like. She gave me a second chance. And I believe we all deserve one. Then Rena spoke, her words slow and gentle. I do not come to rule. I come to stand beside you. The stars belong to all who live with care and courage. Let us face the dark together. Across the world, people watched Dot in a small village. An old man said, she speaks kindly. She does not look like a killer. In a city apartment, a young boy whispered, she saved him. She's not like the monsters in the movies. In a science lab, a group of researchers sent a message. We believe you. Let us help Dot, and one by one, people began to speak. Tom and Rena received messages from every part of the planet. Some were unsure, some were still afraid, but many were ready to try, ready to stand. Back at the Earth Unity base, a group of world representatives came together again. This time, their words were different. We have listened, one leader said, and we have decided. We will work together with each other and with the Valari. Tom smiled. So did Rena. The next weeks were full of action. Valari engineers shared safe parts of their technology. Human scientists tested and learned quickly. Ships were upgraded. Defense systems were built in orbit. Pilots trained with Valari flight tools. For the first time in history, Earth was united under one goal, still. The fear of the Garnax hung over them like a shadow. One night, Tom stood on the roof of the base. He looked up at the stars. Rena joined him. "You gave them hope," she said. "So did you," Tom replied. "Do you believe they are ready?" she asked. "They're not perfect, but they're human. That means they'll try, and sometimes trying is enough," Rena nodded. "Soon, we will find out." Together, they looked into the sky, waiting for what was coming. The message had been sent. The world had heard. Now, all that remained was the test, and they would face it side by side. The sky above Earth was dark and full of stars. But soon, it would no longer be peaceful. Tom stood on the bridge of the Luma, looking out through the wide glass window. Next to him was Rena, calm and focused. Outside, the Earth Defense Fleet, gathered ships from many countries, joined by Valari vessels, together. They prepared for a battle no one had hoped to face. The Garnax fleet had arrived. Huge ships moved silently through space. They were black and red, like living shadows. Their engines glowed with a dangerous red light. The fleet spread like a storm ready to strike. Tom felt his heart beat faster, but he kept calm. He remembered his training. He remembered Rena's words, "We fight not just for ourselves, but for all who live in peace." The fleet commander, a woman named Commander Lee, spoke over the ship's intercom. "All ships, prepare for battle. Protect Earth at all costs." Tom and Rena moved to the fighter bay. Their ship was small but fast. It hummed with power. Tom strapped himself in, his hands steady. Rena sat beside him. "Are you ready?" Tom nodded. "Let's do this." They launched into space. Leaving the safety of the Luma, stars flashed as they accelerated toward the enemy. The battle began quickly. Garnax fighters swarmed like angry bees, firing bright red beams. Earth and Valari ships returned fire, their lasers cutting through darkness. Tom's ship dodged and weaved. Rena guided him calmly, her voice steady. Left side, 3 enemies. Fire when ready. Tom aimed and fired. One enemy ship exploded in a flash of light. Another came close, but Rena helped Tom maneuver behind it and disable its engines around them. The sky was filled with explosions and glowing trails. The noise of battle was loud in their helmets, but inside their ship was quiet, focused. Tom's fingers moved quickly over the controls. He felt alive, not just fighting for survival, but for hope. Suddenly, a massive Garnax warship appeared ahead. It was bigger than any ship Tom had seen. Its dark hull was covered with weapons. Its red lights glowed like eyes. "That is their command ship," Rena said softly. "If we can take it down, the fleet will lose control." Tom looked at her. "We'll try." They flew closer, dodging beams and missiles. Tom's ship shook from a near hit, but he stayed steady. Rena worked the ship's advanced Valari systems, sending pulses that scrambled enemy sensors. Tom fired again, hitting the command ship's shields. More Earth and Valari ships joined the attack. The battle grew louder. Bright flashes lit the space. Ships exploded in bursts of fire. Tom felt tired but kept flying. Then, the command ship fired a powerful beam. It hit a nearby Earth cruiser, tearing it apart. "Commander Lee is down," a voice said over the radio. Panic touched the fleet, but Tom and Rena did not stop. "Target the command ship's power core," Rena said. Tom nodded and aimed for the glowing center. He fired a precise shot. The command ship shuddered. Suddenly, the ship exploded from inside. Pieces of metal flew in all directions. The enemy fighters lost direction. Tom and Rena raced back toward the fleet. "We did it," Tom said, smiling. "Yes, but the battle is not over," Rena warned. The remaining Garnax ships began to retreat. Earth and Valari ships chased them, pushing them away. After hours, the sky grew quiet. Tom landed on the Luma again. His body was tired, but his spirit was strong. Commander Lee's voice came through the intercom again. "We lost many brave souls today, but Earth lives. Thanks to you, Tom, and to the Valari." Tom looked at Rena. "We did this together." She smiled gently. "Together, we are stronger." As the sun rose over Earth, Tom and Rena stood on the deck, looking at their home. The battle was won, but The war was not over. They knew they had many challenges ahead. But for now, hope was alive. The battle was over. The sky above Earth was calm again. But the memory of the fight stayed alive in every heart. Tom stood with Rena on the roof of the Earth Unity base. The sun rose slowly, painting the sky with colors of orange and pink. The air was fresh, full of hope and promise. Tom looked at the horizon. We did not just fight for today. We fought for tomorrow. Rena nodded. Tomorrow will be different because of what we did. Together, they walked down to the base's main hall. Today was a special day. People from all over Earth had gathered to celebrate peace and new friendship. Leaders, scientists, soldiers, and citizens stood side by side. The Villari came too. Their silver skin shone in the morning light. The Earth and Villari flags flew together. Tom took the stage. His heart beat fast but steady. He looked at the crowd. Faces of every color and age watched him. He spoke clearly and simply. Today is not just the end of a battle. It is the start of a new journey. A journey of trust, friendship, and hope. He told the story of his rescue, the warning of the Garnax, and the fight above the sky. He spoke of Rena's courage and kindness. This story is ours now. It belongs to all who believe in peace. Rena stepped forward. Her voice was calm but full of strength. The stars are many, but so are the hearts that live under them. We, Villari, have watched and waited. Now we stand with you. The crowd cheered. Tom looked at Rena. We made a difference. Yes, she smiled. Together, after the speeches, people came forward to meet the Villari. They asked questions. They shared stories. They laughed and learned. Tom saw children playing with glowing Villari toys. Scientists talked about new ideas. Soldiers trained together, sharing skills for the first time. Earth was united not just by fear, but by hope. That night, Tom and Rena sat quietly outside. The stars were bright and calm. Do you think Earth will change? Tom asked. Yes. Rena said, because you showed them what it means to care. Tom smiled. I only did what anyone would do. But not everyone does, she said. That is why you are special. Tom looked up at the sky. Thank you, Rena, for saving me, and for standing with us. She took his hand gently. Thank you for trusting me. The future was unknown. The Garnax might return. But now, Earth was ready. Because humans and Villari stood together. And in the quiet night, hope shone brighter than any star.